There's something about the dancers that motivate me, I think, the most. I don't know if it's just dance, but I do think that they are amazing artists. And every time I meet a new dancer that triggers something in my brain, I'm more creative than I could ever be. And I think that's, when I feel that creativity burst, I go with it. And so when we've done Step Up 2, when we started working on Step Up 3D, and especially the LXD, it was always about the specific dancers that I'd met along the way, and trying to tell an interesting story by the craft that they showed me. The big theme about our movie was that everybody has a different currency of dance. Everybody dances for a different reason, and we talk about why that is. And some people use it as medicine, some people use it as an escape from their life, some people use it because they love it more than anything. So all these different currencies made a very interesting story for me, that it doesn't matter what, everybody dances, everyone has such a different reason that they dance, and that's okay, because that's what's sort of the sign of a great art. Once we knew we were going to be 3D, which is sort of a prerequisite before doing this movie, we started to plan like what it is dance-wise that would be interesting in 3D emotionally. And so I just started writing different things down, and then I got our choreographers. We have some of the best choreographers in the world, from hi-hat, Jamal Sims, Rich and Tone, and Dave Scott, and we sat them in a room and we talked about what they would do in 3D by adding a Z-axis to their art. Well, how does that change things? How could you? And so we started talking about depth, and I started talking about camera with depth. There's always a trade-off between how much dialogue you have and how much dance you have, and our language is dance, so we don't kid ourselves, and we try to weight it all into sort of the dance to tell the story. We really wanted to push it more fantasy, so that we could go crazy. We could take you to a different planet every battle we went to. You could have a place where there's a different culture and class and costumes and environment, and we could really play with those planets, because I thought that was the fun part of it, that it was going to be like a ride, and it wasn't going to be sort of your typical street dance movie where we're going to try to be real with you. We're just going to go on our version of New York City and just have fun. We're not shooting on green screen like other 3D movies. We're not an animated thing, so we're very different than all of those. We're taking these cameras out onto the street, beating them up, and so it influenced a lot of those things. You know, we wanted to tell simple, iconic stories, because we thought that would be a good framework to experiment with dance, because people kind of know those stories. The archetypes are kind of already built in, so you didn't have to take the time to really like get into those. People kind of know the hero, the unassuming hero, the reluctant hero, the mentor. So we wanted to play on those things that we could just say, okay, you know this character, but we're going to build on it, show the struggle through the dance. And each, to make it fun for us as filmmakers, we wanted each episode to be a different sort of genre of film. Even though it didn't have anything to do with each other in terms of the whole series as a whole, we thought it would be part of the experiment was to play in different genres. It is a tongue-in-cheek thing in terms of we're playing with things that you know in superhero comics already. Even the name, you know, we get to play with that, so that you come into it with an expectation, but we twist it that it's all dance, and that these things are real, and there's no wires, no special effects in here. What you see is what you could actually do in your living room. You know, we try to bring people into this fantasy, and part of that fantasy is creating this mythology. And we've built in a lot of mythology from the year 1920 to the year 3000, and we're giving hints throughout all the things. And then people will be able to put it together as the story goes. I think it's more than just the series. It's more than just watching the series. You actually have to experience it, and it goes across the board from our live shows to our web series. So. Dance comes from a musicality. From where music comes from, the dance comes. The music should come through the dance. So you know, a guy doing a head spin and a flip, if he's hearing one song, shouldn't do a head spin and a flip to another song. Hopefully it'll change if they're listening to the music, and that's really the test of a great dancer. So when we change the music up, it changes the mentality of our dancers, because they do have musicality, and that's where it gets really interesting, because you take them out of their comfortable zone. I'm just excited for the world to get a sense of what may be the next step in dance and storytelling, and I can't wait to figure out more stuff.